issues and there's not a crease. Niggas wanna play out, I power up and I'm feeling like I'm Kratos. Silence on the blink and it looking like potato. Find something safe to do, play with some played out. Save your breath, give a fuck up what you say now.
What?
We're flying to Philadelphia!
Oh, hell no!
That's the
Oh, hell
Bro, I'm already off this shit, bro. What the fuck? First nigga I'll fight, this nigga's like switching. Fuck going on, man? It's your boy Flavor Pack, and in today's video I'm bringing you a potential prototype build. Now when I say potential, if you guys haven't heard the news that's surrounding Division 2 right now, we are supposed to be getting prototype gear. Now with that, you have to level up your gear to level 30 expertise wise to be able to make that gear piece a prototype piece. So me, I have been brainstorming, I have been in the lab just trying to figure out essentially what builds do I want to go after first and prototype first. So if you guys know me, I am a hybrid player. That is again one of my favorite builds to run, if not my favorite. And this is a build that again some people may or may not have seen, but as it stands right now, this is one of the builds that I'm going to be prototyping once it is available to do so. So I know that you probably think that, oh well, I'm clickbaiting or whatever the case may be. This is essentially like a part one. So once the gear comes out and I'm able to get the gear and able to get the rolls and everything like that, I will go further in depth in a future video. So if you guys know me, make sure you guys tap in. I will be bringing that build video soon. I also just dropped a hybrid build with Umbra, and I know that I did not, absolutely drop a build guide, but I want to know 100% if you guys actually want to see that build. So if you guys actually want to see that build, make sure you guys comment and let me know that you want to see it, and I will give you guys a build guide for the Umbra hybrid build for the video I just released. So back to the prototype side of things. Um, I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen some gameplay. Now that is not going to be the build that I'm about to show is not going to be the only build that I upload, or prototype, I should say. I have several other builds that I want to prototype, but I feel like there are going to be essentially like my go-tos right in the beginning. Now, this hybrid build, for many reasons, is my favorite, but I would just say the fact that I have been running this build for the absolute longest time, and it has been nerfed, it has been kicked, beaten down to its lowest point, and even when you thought it couldn't go any lower, it got beat down even more and went down into the negative rate of things. So it really was not considered a good build. And even though in PvE it is extremely well rounded of a build, in PvP you just can't get by with it fighting against the meta or any type of off meta builds. So with that, over time they have made small tweaks and adjustments to certain attribute roles and stuff like that, so that over time has slowly started to bring back the build. So now that we have prototype gear, the roles are going to be even stronger. So now, the fact that hybrids are starting to get into the place where you don't necessarily need to have an absolute crazy amount of armor, but you do need to have a decent amount. You don't need to, yeah, tongue twister there, sorry about that. You don't necessarily need to have an extreme amount of repair skills. You just need to have a decent amount. So over the years, I have been pretty much calculating and gauging what is, that happy medium of what you can have and in terms of armor, repair skills, income repairs, crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage, all of the attributes, that you could use for a hybrid build and actually be valuable. This build is again one of the builds that I like simply because of how it plays out in a long-term situation, not necessarily just, oh, you fighting right then and there. You're kind of putting yourself in position to, even after you get out of one fight, most people, they've probably burnt through a few kits or whatever the case may be. This build allows longevity, so to speak. So jumping into the build. Now, again, if you've been around for a little minute, you might have seen or might not have seen this build before. But if you haven't, the main reason why I'm using these pieces is for a few reasons. So I'll start with two pieces off the bat. Now with the mask and the chest piece, right? You got Alp Summit for the mask, you got Murakami for the chest piece. On the mask, right? If you look at the brand set's attribute roles, not necessarily the attribute roles, but the roles that come with it. So you see 18% repair skills and 30% skill duration, right? Now me, I am the type of person that I like to make sure that I read, okay? That's first and foremost, but also make sure that when I use something in the game, or if I'm using things together in the game, I'm making sure that everything is, synergized well. Kind of, everything works well together. There isn't a lot of dysfunction or anything like that. So then when you go to the chess piece here, it's kind of like a flip. You have 15% skill duration with 35% repair skills. Now, as you can already see, these two both have the same roles or attributes, so to speak, right, for the brand set. but one is higher, one is lower for each. So it's kind of like a flip flop from the repair skills and the skill duration, repair skills, right? So now getting into two more pieces, 511 and RNK. If you guys don't know, you should know. But for the ones who don't, 511, one of my favorite pieces that's in the game, brand sets that's in the game. And the reason why is because it's giving you 30% health, and I'll talk more on that in another video when it comes to health. But what we're going to key in on is the 30% incoming repairs. Now, with that, again, synergy, right? We go to RNK. Just the one piece of that is giving you another 15%, right? Along with 40% on the explosive resistance. Now, the 40% on the explosive resistance, you're not necessarily keying that into the build. Like, it's not necessarily something that this isn't an explosive resistance build. So, you're not necessarily using it for explosive resistance. It's just kind of there. But and for like future reference, if you guys want to use a explosive resistance build, definitely make sure you throw RNK on there. But we're just here for the incoming repairs because again, you're getting 30% from 511 and then 15% from RNK. So right there in itself, that's already 45%. Now the reason why I say these two things synergize well together, right? Because then if you pay attention back to these two pieces and the book bag, we're paying attention to the mods. If you look at the mod slots, incoming repairs, chest piece, incoming repairs, backpack, incoming repairs. Now, the last piece that I've left out is the holster. And these two pieces are the ones that are going to go together. The holster and the book bag. The reason why I feel like these two work well together simply because of, again, the brand set attributes that come with it. 10% skill haste and one skill tier. Now, on paper, you would probably look at it and think that isn't too much, right? But again, with Ninja Bike, that backpack is allowing the extra skill tier to be unlocked without having to actually have two pieces of Picaros. I'm sorry, not yeah. That's not even Picaros. It's fucking Brazos. Sorry, Picaros is the name holster. But I don't need two pieces of Brazos. I just need one piece, right? And now with the book bag, if you are looking at the attribute roles that the core attributes that come with it, comes with weapon damage, comes with a blue, and it comes with a yellow. So with the blue and the yellow, you're getting a free blue and a free yellow. And then when you go back to the holster, you're getting a free blue and a free yellow because you're getting a blue on the piece and you're getting a free skill tier. So those two pieces work extremely well together, and that is one of the main reasons why I, run it that way. Now, when you put everything together, right? You got repair skills, right? You got incoming repairs, and you have skill duration. Now, going back to the skill duration, we're going to go down here to this chem launcher right here. Now, the thing that separates this hybrid build from other hybrid builds is the cloud duration. Now, if you want to test my theory on this, right? I'm pretty sure you guys, my loyal watchers and stuff like that, you've probably tried to put together some hybrid builds. You probably don't even pay attention to your cloud duration, and that is for the chem launcher, right? That circle that you put down. Now, most people's cloud duration is probably going to last about 7, maybe 8 seconds or so, right? And you're probably thinking, I mean, that's still pretty decent. That's an extra. That's still, you're only getting like an extra 3 seconds. Explain why this matters so much. A 10-second cloud duration is the difference between me having to stop an ADS or stop and drop another chem launcher. Hybrid builds or just running a hybrid build in general, you're trying to maximize the most amount of damage at the absolute right time. So if you're constantly having to put down chem launchers, then that's stopping you from fighting. Once you put down your hive, Your hive is stationary unless you pick it up or whatever the case may be. But as long as the hive is on the ground and you take damage, you're going to get healed up from it. The chem launcher is more so manual. You have to predict when you need to use it. You know, obviously, if you're taking a lot of damage, you're going to want to use it. You're going to have to move all of this stuff, right? So in certain situations, instead of me absolutely needing to move away because my chem launcher is, you know, has been used up out of its duration, I can actually stand there a little bit longer. And then on top of that, with the ammo cooldown, right? I have 5 skill tiers, so I'm getting about 8 chem launchers, right? So by the time I use 2 of them at best, right, I'll be already in the middle of me consuming the second one. I'll already be getting at least 1 back, right? So if I use one, then I'm down to 7, then I use another one, then I'm down to 6. About 5 seconds through me using the second one, I will get 1 back. So depending on how long the fight is, obviously over time, if I'm fighting somebody that has any other build except armor regen, I'm gonna do damage over time. I'm gonna kill that player if they haven't killed me. Armor regen is a little bit different. I'm gonna just have to pick my shots again, maximizing the most amount of damage I can do at the right time. So again, over time, I will be getting these chem launchers back just because I have so long of a cloud duration. So, not to necessarily drag that out for an extremely long time, but that is just more so to explain why cloud duration is so important. On top of the fact that, again, you have the hive is stationary, but again, you're going to be getting heals for a longer amount of time on top of the fact of your armor. As you can see now, I'm sitting at 1.7 with 5 skill tiers, and again, I do have other versions that have more armor with the same amount of skill tiers, but they do not have the attributes. That's the difference. Certain hybrid builds have different attributes than others, so in certain situations it's going to get outplayed by other hybrid builds or builds in general. So if we're going to go and look at some of the stats, uh, I mean, if you guys care about the weapons, I mean, hey, I'm using the Bighorn and I'm using the TA-21 and the Quick Step pistol. I have been getting questions recently about why I use the Bighorn, and I have responded to some of those comments. But for people that may want to ask that question, but they just don't care to actually ask the question, the Bighorn is just an absolutely broken gun. Um, I try not to, you know, pat my own back with it, but at the end of the day, the average player can land headshots if they practice enough and stuff like that. But me, I feel like I'm pretty accurate with the Bighorn in terms of aiming for headshots because that is how you're going to get the most out of the build is aiming for headshots and landing them. That's how you're going to do the most damage. If you shoot body shots with the Bighorn, there's really no point in using that gun. You might as well just use another AR. But for me, I like to aim for headshots because that is the fastest way to kill somebody with, you know, a fully automatic weapon. So I use the Bighorn just because it gives me the greatest chance to do damage. Outside of the capacitor is definitely another weapon that is very good to use, but the RPM is a little bit slower. So that's, you know, kind of, I'm not gonna say necessarily why I refrain from using it, but I feel like if I'm getting jumped or if I'm just in a position where it's like I don't want to worry about being as accurate, I'll use the capacitor. But yeah, for, you know, like go-tos and stuff like that, most likely I'll have the Bighorn in my hand. I do use other weapons as well, but you know, I just like to be able to do as much damage as possible, and the build allows for me to stay alive, so I might as well kill people while I'm alive, you know? So that's that, right? But going back to the stats, the one thing that I wanted to show with the stats is the actual healing stats. Now, for some reason, whatever update they just dropped for the anniversary update, it takes away you being able to see your PvP ally repair while you're actually looking at your build. You have to come to the stats and look now. Not really that big of a deal, but Division 2 devs, if you could, you know, change that back. But as you can see, for my PvP ally repair, I'm at 538k. Now, that is fairly decent considering the fact that I'm at 1.7 million armor, right? And if you look at PvE, because it's just ally repair, it's at a million. So, outside of future, this could be just considered like a healer build, but future is giving you damage buffs and all this extra stuff that goes along with it. So, obviously, future is going to be stronger in that regard. But with this, as the healer yourself, you can do damage. So, in PvE, this is extremely well to use. I would definitely, recommend using it in PvE for the people that do. For the people that like to PvP, you can use it in PvP as well. Now, if you're gonna be a healer though, like an actual healer, just throw in future. Don't be that guy. But if you're trying to do a little bit of both, keep your teammates alive, on top of being able to shoot and do damage when it's necessary, this is the direction that you will want to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I will be uploading a Tom Clancy's Division Resurgence video very, very soon. I'm recording this on the 31st, so the game just dropped. I just had a few little hands-on moments with the game, and so far, I'm pretty impressed with what they've been able to do with the mobile game. But I have been on a mission with Tom Clancy's Division 2, so I'm kind of putting Resurgence to the side just for a little bit, just so I can put myself in position to be able to bring you guys this prototype gear and content that goes along with it. I will be trying to roll out more live streams. I appreciate all the people that pulled up a few days ago, but I cannot consistently stream with the pixelation thing that's been going on for the longest time. I don't understand why it even happens, but that is the one thing that kind of gets in the way from me streaming, because I have to constantly restart the stream and all this good stuff, and that's kind of annoying. But for that sake, I have been streaming on Twitch. If you guys haven't found my Twitch already, it is literally the same thing as what you're watching right now. Go to Twitch, type in Flavor Pack, and I have the same avatar and everything, or profile picture, whatever you want to call it, and you guys will see me on there. I will try to throw up a stream on here every now and again, just because I know obviously you guys will rather see me stream on here instead of going to Twitch and having to keep up with both. So I definitely understand that, but I need you guys to understand that I want to start streaming, but I don't want to do it on YouTube. Uh, I will, if I resort to that, I might create another channel for that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have been doing good. Hope you guys have been living good. And until the next time, peace.